501st Legion. The 501st Legion was led by Jedi General Anakin Skywalker and his Padawan, Ahsoka Tano. The clone in charge was Captain Rex, who was later promoted to Commander. The 501st is the most famous clone unit in the entire Grand Army of the Republic. They wore blue markings on their armor. These soldiers were known for being brave and using creative, unusual tactics in battle. This was because they learned from their general, Anakin Skywalker, who was also known for being unpredictable. The 501st fought in more battles than almost any other legion. They were on Christophsis, Ryloth, Geonosis, and the tough campaign on Umbara. Near the end of the war, the legion was split. Rex was made a commander and put in charge of a new group called the 332nd Company. They were sent to help Ahsoka Tano in the Siege of Mandalore. Soon after, Anakin Skywalker fell to the dark side. He led the rest of the 501st, under the command of a clone named Apo, to attack the Jedi Temple. This was called Operation Nightfall. After the Republic fell, the 501st Legion continued to serve the new Galactic Empire. They became Darth Vader's personal stormtroopers and were known by the scary name Vader's Fist. 313th Legion. The 313th Legion appeared in the Clone Wars, Decide Your Destiny, the Lost Legion novel. They were said to have orange markings on their armor and were led by Jedi General Poe Bandus and Commander Argus. 182nd Legion. The 182nd Legion was a unit of clone troopers that wore red markings on their armor. Not much is known about this legion, but their story is a tragic one. During one mission, an entire squad from the legion was lost, with only their sergeant, a clone named Barlex, managing to survive and complete his objective. Later, the 182nd Legion was sent to the dangerous jungle planet of Felucia. There, they were caught in a brutal battle and were completely wiped out by separatist forces. A relief force from the 501st Legion was sent to help them, but they arrived too late. The loss of the 182nd Legion was a stark reminder of how costly the Clone Wars were. 41st Legion. The 481st Legion was another unit that served in the Grand Army of the Republic. This legion was active throughout the war, but its most notable mission came at the very end. After Order 66 was initiated and the Jedi were declared traitors, a detachment from the 481st was sent to the ice planet of Ilum. Ilum was a sacred place for the Jedi, as it was where they harvested the Kyber crystals for their lightsabers. The 481st Legion's job was to secure the Jedi Temple on the planet and eliminate any Jedi who might have survived and returned there. They established a Republic presence on the planet until the Republic was officially reorganized into the Galactic Empire. After that, the 481st was called back and replaced by a permanent Imperial Army and Navy garrison to lock down the planet. 21st Nova Corps. The 21st Nova Corps was led by Jedi General Ki-Adi-Mundi and Marshal Commander Bakara, more famously known as the Galactic Marines. This unit was defined by its relentless and unforgiving approach to combat. Commander Bakara was a harsh taskmaster who pushed his troopers to their physical and mental limits, reassigning any clone who failed to meet his incredibly high standards. The training for the Galactic Marines was a grueling three-phase regimen. It began with intense physical conditioning, followed by specialized training for combat in hazardous environments like underwater and the vacuum of space. The final phase focused on shipboarding actions and marksmanship. Their reputation for toughness was well-earned. During one campaign, the Marines' advanced new weapon systems malfunctioned, leaving them at a severe disadvantage. Unwilling to retreat, they engaged an army of separatist super battle droids in brutal hand-to-hand combat and emerged victorious. Their specialized armor was colored with maroon markings and featured unique helmets and gear designed to protect them from a wide range of environmental hazards, including snow, sand, airborne fungi, and volcanic ash. This design would later serve as an inspiration for the armor of the Imperial snowtroopers. The 21st Nova Corps fought in some of the most brutal battles of the Outer Rim sieges, most notably the Battle of Megiddo, where they executed their Jedi General, Ki-Adi-Mundi, during the activation of Order 66. 327th Star Corps. The 327th Star Corps was under the command of Jedi General Aayla Secura and Marshal Commander Bly. This unit was one of the most visually distinct in the Grand Army of the Republic. Their armor was marked with a vibrant marigold yellow, and many of the troopers, including Commander Bly, customized their gear with tactical pauldrons and kamas. Bly and his men were frequently deployed to the harshest and most unforgiving battlefronts of the war. They fought long and difficult campaigns on worlds like Salukami and Felucia, the latter being a dangerous jungle planet teeming with hostile life. It was on Felucia that Commander Bly and his men received Order 66, and without hesitation, they turned their blasters on General Secura, gunning her down in a tragic display of their programmed loyalty to the Chancellor. 416th Star Corps. Much less is known about the 416th Star Corps. It was led by Jedi General Kukruk, with a possible clone commander named 71 serving under him. After the initial Battle of Geonosis that started the war, the 416th participated in the Battle of Tear. This engagement proved to be a terribly costly one for the Republic, and the 416th suffered immense casualties. Beyond their Phase 1 armor, it is unknown what their later armor looked like, or what ultimately happened to the surviving members of this unit following the battle. 41st Elite Corps. The 41st Elite Corps was commanded by Jedi General Luminara Unduli and her trusted clone commander, Gree. The troopers of the 41st were specialists in reconnaissance and operating in dense, hostile environments. This specialization was reflected in their armor, which often featured olive green or complex camouflage patterns for concealment in jungle terrain. The most famous subunit within the 41st was Green Company, which fought in major campaigns like the Second Battle of Geonosis. Later in the war, the 41st was deployed to the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk. It was there that Commander Gree and another trooper attempted to execute Jedi Master Yoda during Order 66. Gree, however, severely underestimated the Grand Master, who swiftly decapitated both clones before they could fire a shot. Another notable subunit was the Sarlacc Battalion, also seen on Kashyyyk with their unique scout trooper-style armor. There is some conflicting information suggesting the 41st may have actually been a legion within the larger 9th Assault Corps, a unit identified by their plain gray armor markings. 7th Sky Corps. The 7th Sky Corps was one of the most active and well-known units in the entire Army, primarily because it was under the command of Jedi General Obi-Wan Kenobi and Marshal Commander Cody. While Kenobi led the entire Corps, its most famous component was the 212th Attack Battalion, which Cody directly commanded. Other notable subunits included Ghost Company, a versatile infantry unit, the 2nd Airborne Company, who were paratroopers equipped with specialized helmets and gear for high-altitude drops, and Foxtrot Group, a clone commando squad that the amnesiac Captain Gregor was once a part of. The 7th Sky Corps and its 212th Battalion fought in nearly every major theater of the war, from the liberation of Ryloth to the brutal campaign on Umbara. Their final major battle was on Utapau, where Obi-Wan Kenobi finally defeated General Grievous. Shortly after, Commander Cody received Order 66 and ordered his troops to fire on Kenobi, who survived the attack. 87th Sentinel Corps. First appearing in the 2017 Battlefront 2 video game, the 87th Sentinel Corps is a unit with a less detailed history. We do not know for sure who their Jedi General or clone commander was. Their armor featured maroon colorations similar to the Coruscant Guard. They were said to be experienced specialists in urban defense tactics. As a result, they were often deployed to Republic-aligned cities and worlds that were at high risk of falling under Separatist control, tasked with protecting key infrastructure and civilian populations. 91st Mobile Reconnaissance Corps. The 91st Mobile Reconnaissance Corps had several Jedi leaders throughout the war, including Adi Gallia, Stas Ali, Mace Windu, and Oppo Rensesis. Their primary clone commander was Pons, and after his death, Commander Neo took his place. The 91st specialized in reconnaissance and rapid assault, reflected in their armor which featured deep red markings, and often their unit's circular sigil. They were instrumental in the Battle of Ryloth, and also fought on Malastari. Commander Neo, like Bakara, was known for being one of the colder and harsher clone commanders. During the siege of Salukami, Neo and his BARC troopers received Order 66 and immediately executed General Stas Ali while on a speeder bike patrol. The 91st was heavily comprised of BARC troopers who were experts at riding BARC speeders, as well as Advanced Recon Force, ARF troopers, such as those in Lightning Squadron. Coruscant Guard. Technically a Corps-level organization, the Coruscant Guard was stationed on the capital world of Coruscant. They were led by Clone Commander Fox, along with his subordinate commanders Thorn, Stone, and Thyre. The red-armored shock troopers of the Guard performed a wide variety of duties that were more akin to military police and security forces than a standard infantry unit. They patrolled the capital as riot control troopers, conducted hostage rescue operations, and served as guards at critical Republic buildings and high-security prisons. Uniquely, the Coruscant Guard reported directly to the Supreme Chancellor, giving them a special authority that sometimes put them at odds with the Jedi Order. Other corps. A few other specialized corps existed, but often worked in conjunction with larger units. This included the Sky Corps, who utilized winged jetpacks for aerial combat, the Ranger Corps, who wore camouflaged armor and fought alongside the 41st on Kashyyyk, and the Flame Trooper Corps, who specialized in the use of powerful flamethrowers and were led by General Mundi and Commander Jet on Geonosis. 104th Battalion. The 104th Battalion was led by the beloved Jedi General Plo Koon and Commander Wolf. They are commonly referred to as the Wolf Pack, a nickname adopted from their commander. Originally, the 104th had maroon markings on their armor. However, during the Malevolence campaign, nearly the entire battalion was wiped out above the Abrigado system by General Grievous's new ion cannon superweapon. To honor their fallen brothers, the survivors, led by Wolf, adopted a new flint gray color scheme. The Wolf Pack fought in several key battles, including those on Felucia and Vancouver. 13th Battalion. led by Jedi General Jaro Tapal and his Padawan commander, Cal Kestis. The 13th Battalion was also known as the Iron Battalion, due to the resilience and fortitude they displayed in conflict. The armor of the 13th Battalion's troopers featured bright yellow markings, with distinct yellow arrows painted on the chin of their helmets. The battalion participated in the Bracca invasion and was preparing to deploy to Magito when Order 66 was issued. General Tapal was killed protecting his Padawan, but not before he managed to sabotage their Republic cruiser. Cal Kestis survived and departed for Bracca in an escape pod as the ship was destroyed. 187th Battalion. The 187th Battalion was commanded by Jedi General Mace Windu. In the Legends continuity, the 187th wore armor with vibrant purple markings, matching the unique color of their general's lightsaber blade. However, in modern canon, the 187th has been depicted with maroon coloration during the Battle of Anaxes. It is highly likely that the 187th is a subunit of the 91st Reconnaissance Corps, but this has not been confirmed. Ranker Battalion. Ranker Battalion was an elite unit consisting largely of Advanced Recon Commandos, or ARC troopers, including notable commanders like Blitz, Colt, Hammer, and Havoc. Early in the Clone Wars, the battalion's ARC troopers were tasked with overseeing the training of clone cadets on Kamino. They later played a pivotal role in the planet's defense when it was invaded by Separatist forces. Other battalions. Many other battalions served in the Grand Army. The 302nd Battalion, led by Commander Davijan, also known as Oddball, appeared in the novel Brotherhood. The 43rd Battalion participated in the Battle of Jabiim, one of the most devastating conflicts of the war, during which the entire battalion was wiped out. The 442nd Siege Battalion was another green armored unit specialized in laying siege to enemy fortifications. The 612th Attack Battalion, led by Commander Ganch, served under Jedi Master Bola Ropal. The 9th Engineering Battalion and Combat Engineer Battalion were specialized units focused on the use and repair of heavy artillery. The Hawkbat Battalion was a unit within the 101st Regiment, which was itself part of the 327th Star Corps. Finally, the Lancer Battalion, made up of specialized Lancer troopers, was famously led by Obi-Wan Kenobi on the planet Munalinst against the bounty hunter Dirge. We must also give a nod to all of the unnamed clone units, from Commander Doom's Green and Yellow unit to Commander Trauma's Forces, or Commander Grease troopers who served under Jedi Master Deepa Bilaba, and all the others in the Grand Army that we don't know the names of. Which clone trooper unit is your favorite? Which one do you think has the coolest looking armor? Let us know your answers in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Republic's military, make sure to like this, and if you're new, subscribe to join the ranks.